face, don't trip on your lace. Mouth.
Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. So before I hop right into it, I did want to show you guys my skin and how I do have acne, redness, and very oily skin. So usually what I do is prep my face with a lotion or a moisturizer, place it where I need to and just rub it all into my face, and then I'll go in with an actual primer. This specific primer is made to blur redness and control pigments, which is great because as you can tell, I have redness, pigments, hyperpigmentation, all of that. And then I'll go in with an actual liquid foundation. I use drugstore makeup and it works fine for me. The coverage on this is great. So we're using the L'Oreal liquid foundation. I used an applicator from an old makeup bottle that I had. And then I'll just apply that all over my bumps and all over the redness and all of that. Now, I do recommend if you have oily skin to use more of a powder foundation. At the time of making this video, I was mainly using liquid foundation and I realized it was really bad for my skin. So I recommend using powder foundation to prevent that. So I begin blending in my foundation. One thing I realized while blending is that powder foundation also has more coverage. When it came to liquid foundation, I just couldn't get it not to look cakey for some reason, which you can't see in this video. I don't know why I was posing like that. This is the powder foundation that I used on top of the liquid foundation, which was a good combo. It worked for the most part, but I do recommend using just a powder foundation when you go in. So I use the powder foundation and I cover all of my face, and this also is what brought the actual color back into my face because the liquid foundation was 2 shades too light. So once that's all blended, I go in with a concealer. This is the Instant Age Rewinder. I was struggling to open it, but you have to twist it until the product comes out at the top. And then I just apply this under my eyes and give the lightness back to my face. Because it is so light, I usually use it to make the light spots on my face to prevent my face from being one single color. And then I'll blend that in with a wedge. Some people use a brush, but I use a wedge. And then I just go in and blend those spaces under my eyes, on my forehead, on my nose, and on my mouth. Once all of those products have been applied, I go and set my face with the NYX Matte Setting Spray, and I'll just coat that in a little bit, and then I go in with a setting powder, which is what really sets my makeup in total. I also recommend using a wedge when you are applying your setting powder, and I just apply it the exact same places that I put my concealer in, so under my eyes, on my forehead, on my chin, on my nose, etc. Once the base of my face is done, I then start with my eyebrows. I use a fine tip. Obviously, you want one with a brush on the side and a fine tip, or either one. And then I'll go in with my 76-piece kit in this lighter brown. I used a lighter brown at the time because I have lighter hair. You just go in and I outline my eyebrows with the shape. I just kind of fill it in and create a shape that I want. You will clean this up with concealer afterwards, but for starters, just fill in your eyebrow with that shade. Once your eyebrows are done to your liking, you clean it up with concealer. I use the foundation. You also can use a foundation as well. Then I just go under my eyebrow to define the shape that I want. And then I'll usually clean that up with a wedge. Once my eyebrows are done, this is where the fun starts, and this is where I go in with my eyeliner. So I use the NYX eyeliner. This is a very strong eyeliner that I recommend, but I start out from the corner of my eye and I just drag up to the shape that the bottom corner of my eye already makes. And usually I'll just keep dragging until I get the length of the wing that I want. Once that wing is made, I go from the corner tip of that and drag down to the middle center of my eyelid, and from that point I will just fill in that shape. This is just going to be my starting wing. I usually build from this wing and make it thicker, but this is just for starters. If I do like the wing, I usually keep it, but as you can see, I go in filling it and sometimes make it thicker. Now this part is completely optional, but what I'm doing is cleaning up my wing and making it sharper by applying concealer under the eye. This part too is optional. This is just how I get my personal eye shape. So I will go in with a black eyeshadow and I just go under my eye a little bit and drag it out to the middle bottom of my eye. And then I do the exact same thing to the other eye. This usually for me just makes them look fuller, and it usually looks something like this when it's done. And so then once that process is finished, I will then go in and do something special to my eyeliner. This is my signature look. I'll just add like 4 dots around the corners of my eye, or the eyelid. I can't talk today, but you see what I'm doing, obviously. I just add 4 dots around. I don't know when I started doing this, but I really like how it looks on me, and I repeat the same thing to the other eye as well. You can make them bigger, you can make them smaller, you can choose not to do them at all. This is just what I personally do to create this look. So once my eyeliner is done, it looks something like this, and once that process is finished, I then get started on my lip. So I use this size of a brush, came in the set, and I use these 2 shades of brown, mix them together usually, and then I just go and fill in the top of my lip. I'll outline the shape a little bit, fill that in, and then I go in on the bottom of my lip as well, and I outline the radius. Anything extra that I do to my makeup is my mascara, some highlight, and once that's done, I'll just go in and set my face. So this is the finished look. So that brings us to the end of today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. The lighting kept changing and I apologize for that. Once I get a camera, it's over with. Hopefully I went into detail enough for you to understand what I do. If not, hopefully visual examples were enough to guide you. All of the products that I used today will be listed below, including my brush set, powders, anything that you guys want to know. It will be listed in the description below. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please be sure to leave a like, and if you think you would like to see more of my content, don't hesitate to subscribe. Be sure to follow all of my social medias, including my spam, which is where you get my life outside of YouTube. Turn on post notification bells to be notified whenever I upload. I do apologize for not uploading for a month, though you will know the reason in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. Be amazing, be you, and have a wonderful day. Bye.
I was cruising down the street, fuck deep, three bitches, y'all